Drone Workshop. Good morning, Dan. How you doing? Winning. Yeah. What you winning? Hope when you say you're winning over your health issues. Yes, there you go. Winning over life. Winning in life is important. Take it from an old fart. Daniel? I was watching your teaser this morning. Eric, good morning, RC Crazy. How you doing? All right, Dennis, got you covered. Eric, Dan, I'm going to post the link. If you want to join, feel free. If you don't, let me know so I can take it down, because I have a tendency to doing good finishing up the shout outs for tonight. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, it was another rainy, well, it wasn't another rainy Saturday, but it was rainy today. Joe Simpson, good morning. Welcome to the chat. Roger that, Dan. So anyway, yeah, the sunrise this morning, and if you, I went live about the time that the sunrise was supposed to go up, and Michael, PhillyDroneLife, he couldn't go up either because it was rainy there in Philadelphia, and so and it was rainy here, and it seems like most of the time, if it's rainy in Philadelphia, it's rainy here, or at least just a little bit cloudy. But anyway, so hope everybody's New Year started out well. Happy New Year, by the way. Hope it starts out well. Hope your weekend is going well. Good morning, Tiff. Mrs. RC in Customs Design. How are you doing, Tiff? Rod Piker Drones. Good morning, buddy. Welcome to the chat, and Happy New Year to you, too. Yes, sirree. So, well, we're waiting for people. I got a gift. I got a gift from Brent Nunley, and I'm going to show it. At least parts and pieces. Good morning, Dan.
Mm-hmm. All right, buddy. I just literally rolled out, so.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm taking the step to the dark side.
Oh, boy. Welcome to the FPV side of things. Oh, wow. We're jumping right into 5-inch. Talk about getting a Hayabusa.
Oh, yeah, but it'll be a while before I fly this baby.
Good choice, man. I've seen way too many people make quick mistakes.
I'm going to do a lot of practicing. I'm going to buy me a whoop.
That's the proper way to do it. Oh, nice. Look at you. QX7. Wow.
Yeah.
We are just kicking it off. I like it, man. So now you have a multi-protocol transmitter. So that means you can bind to basically almost anything.
That's cool.
Wow.
Brent Nunley gave me this, and I am really appreciative of it. You see that guy's bald head when he turned around? Look at that! Look at that! Look at that bald head!
Oh man!
I'm glad I'm not bald.
Didn't Brent sent a couple to Mel as well.
He sent one to Mel, yeah.
And okay, yeah. All right. So what happened to Brent? Why is he not playing FPV anymore? What's the deal?
I don't know. Maybe he's cycling through some new ones or something. He didn't really say. Drone Nut, good morning. But he didn't say. Brent's Explorations, good morning.
Good morning.
I think that might be
Drone Nut. Yeah, good morning, Drone Nut. Sorry, man. I keep forgetting to put out in the chat. It's too early, dude. Like I think I got up at 17. So not even 10 minutes. I just rolled out.
Oh yeah. I've been up since about 5:30. So
I'm sorry.
No, that's normally when I get up. Actually, I normally wake up at 2:30.
Oh, wait, let's see. I normally 5 o'clock for me is the morning rollover and then the toot. You gotta let the nightly gas out, you know.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It's one of those morning things.
Brent's Explorations. That's Brent and only. So
no, he changed his name. That's why I don't recognize him.
That's one of his other channels. I think he's got a couple of channels. There's Drone Effects with Claude. Hey, Claude. Congratulations on reaching 1,000, getting monetized.
That answers it. Vertigo.
Oh.
Yeah, man, that sucks. Some people end up getting it after they fly. Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, I'm gonna have to sit down when I fly. I already know that because I kind of suffer from a mild case of vertigo.
Okay.
So I know I'm gonna have to be sitting down when I fly. So
there was remedy for that. I heard a lot of FPV pilots talking about drinking ginger tea before flying. Apparently, the ginger roots do some magical things for your equilibrium before you fly. So apparently this is not a small thing. This is something that actually is a thing with FPV. So maybe you should try that, man, and see what happens.
Hey, Citizen Z, good morning. Welcome to the chat. 3D prints and retro gaming with Heath. Welcome to the chat.
Dan, Joe. Joe says he'd grab another hour of sleep if he was me. I got 5. I'm not too bad, man. 5 hours is all I need. Hey, I'll tell you what. I earned these bags. You know, last night, Rodney, you know what I did?
What'd you do?
I went back and I looked at one of my first videos on YouTube. And it was like 5 years ago now. And I saw how I looked. Peter, good morning.
Good morning, Peter.
Hi again, Rodney.
These bags under my eyes, they weren't there. I'm not sure if that's YouTube. And my eyebrows used to be a lot higher. Now, that's only 4 years, man. I think I did a lot of this for a long period of time. Frustration, and my eyebrows have just lowered to that status. They don't go up very much anymore. So, too bad.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know. Ever since I got out of the Navy, I've always woke up anywhere between 1:30 and 2:30 in the morning.
Mm.
And then and I can't shake it no matter what I do. Now this morning I did go back to sleep, and when my wife got up to go to work, I asked her what time it was, and she said 5:30, and I was just like awestruck.
Shoo. Peter,
yes.
I want to go get a rag and just rub the top of your head in a very slow circular motion while singing quietly in your ear, "Shine Bright Like a Diamond."
That'd be nice.
Only you, Dan.
Only me, man. Only me. I used to get captain with that one.
Yeah, I'll turn it down. There you go. Is that better?
Good morning, Fly Natural. Who
We've
else?
got Rozzy.
See, Ronald Lockwood's in the house. Mummy of
Oh,
11.
the legend of Ron is in here. I like it. Rick.
Rick Halber. Bob Casey.
Wow. And that brings me to a point. Bob, good morning, sir. Bob commented on my channel, and I want to remind everybody that when you type something and you send it, the person that runs the channel, even if you delete the message, like it wasn't anything bad, but even when you delete, this is just for future reference for everybody. Even when you delete the message, the person that runs the page or the channel still gets that message. You can still read it. So that's just a reminder when you send things, be conscious of what you're sending. He didn't send anything bad, but he didn't realize that I had been able to read the comment that was already deleted. So that was a good thing to learn there.
So, what you gonna be doing today, Dan? I know what Peter's gonna be doing after he gets off here. He's gonna be going to sleep.
I
Sure.
have two drones. Snaptane sent me the new SP700, so I have to review that, and then the new bird. New bird. Nobody knows what that is yet. Well, no, a lot of people do. If you follow my community tab, you know what it is because I've been talking about it already. So I'm trying to get people to realize there's more than just videos. Like there's posts and updates and Facebook groups to let you know what's coming. Yeah, we're working on that.
So you're gonna have some exciting times on your channel, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna try out the new 8-man. Dude, they sent this to me for review, man, and I'm fascinated by this so far. I don't have it in here, but
Is that the new drone you were flying today?
no. This is the 8-man action camera. This thing is wild, man. It's comes with the gyro stabilization. It's probably about as good as the Hero 5. But what's interesting about this camera is they're selling this whole thing for like $50 or something like that.
Wow.
And it's got true res 4K with a Sony sensor and all that. It comes with a massive case with tons of, that like I don't understand how they're able to, you know what I mean? How they're able to do this. GoPro mounts of every type you can think of. They even threw in a vlog pod, which I've never seen before. You ever seen one of these?
No, that's
Camera screws directly to it, and then it turns into a little tripod if you need to.
Actually, I think I got one similar to that.
They just, I don't know, man. They include it. It's like the perfect vlog camera with stabilization,
Cool.
For like $50. I can't see people arguing with that price point. So we're gonna try it today. I'm gonna do my entire review of the new drone with it. If it sucks and the audio sucks, then it sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, but it'd be interesting to see how it goes compared to a GoPro.
Yeah, well, I normally use the 4 for this kind of stuff, or the my standard, but I'll give this one a shot and see what happens. The 4 does not have stabilization, so we'll see if it smooths out the video and renders it a little bit better. We'll shoot it like 1080 at 60, maybe. I don't think I want to go any higher than that. Let's see.
That Mummy of 11 Beatty. Man, my tongue's all twisted. Mummy of 11. Good morning, Kim. I think Rick Halber's in the house now, and Joe Simpson, Gareth Frost, Turkey Throat 113. Good morning.
So
Happy
we have Mummy of 11 babies, and then we have Daddy of 13.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Huh.
Oh, and RC Crazy. Eric. I think Tiff is in the house too.
I saw your crash yesterday, man. I'd say you lost a few props, just a couple. But what do you need props for? They don't help you fly. You don't need props.
Who's that?
Eric.
Oh,
His 2-inch took quite a. I'm gonna say smash and bash through the trees. It was interesting. It looked like it was quite the fall. I would cry if I did that to my 2-inch. It would not be intact. But
he's
crazy.
flying right off.
Well, Crazy's skill set's getting better. I've been watching him since he started flying FPV, and he's getting a lot smoother with the sticks. I can see that he's still making panic adjustments every now and then, so he's still not quite used to the proximity thing, but he's doing really well. And it's some people are picking up really, really quickly, and other people, I guess it depends on how much stick time you put in. Rodney, you're about to find that out. It really depends on how much time you go out and put in the stick time. But I give Eric total credit, man. He's doing excellent. He's getting a lot better, and it's fun to watch the progression of people in FPV.
Oh yeah, he's definitely been getting better. I haven't seen too many of his videos lately, but the ones I have seen, you can see that there's been some improvement. Roosevelt, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, buddy.
All right. How's everyone?
Doing good, thanks. Doing good.
So what's your plans for today, Roosevelt?
I'm gonna go take my cousin around town, down through Little Rock. He's in town, and he wants to go like just sightseeing and stuff like that. So I'll probably do that. I might take the Phantom with me and go get some shots and stuff.
There you go. So Little Rock's an interesting town. I've been through there. I haven't actually stopped for any long period of time, but what I've seen of it, it looks interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of history there, and a lot of nice things to see. Did you ever find out? Did you Google to see what the name of that
submarine was?
Yeah, because I never did.
No, because I forgot the whole number.
Okay.
So I never did. Hey, Rick Halber, I'm thinking about getting a Tiny Hawk. You got one you want to sell?
Wait, who?
Rick Halber.
Oh, I love the Tiny Hawk. It's such mine's in for new motors, but I've had mine like a year. So. I'll tell you what, man, they can take a beating. Those frames that the Tiny Hawk sit on are just fantastic. I've broken all my other quads. I've smacked them into things and busted the whole frame out and lost motors and broken props. The Tiny Hawk just eats it, man. It just smacks into whatever it is and keeps going. It does not care. So yeah, it's a good choice of bird. The only downside to the Tiny Hawk is that it doesn't transmit a very strong signal. So even though the camera's really clear, when you go behind objects and you record in DVR footage, it actually gets really blinky, and it doesn't look too bad on the goggles. But when you rewatch the DVR recordings on all of the Tiny Hawks, they're all flashy, and like it'll completely cut out and then come back in on the DVR recording. We've never been able to figure out why that is. So I would consider actually maybe getting the Tiny Hawk S. Get yourself the upgrade. That way when you get out of 1S, you can pump it right into 2S without having to buy another quad.
Okay.
Manic.
I got some questions that I'm going to be getting with Brent on. And here later today, I'll probably just send him an email with my questions, and hopefully we can hook up. I know Brent's out there, but if he's got time, maybe we can hook up today on Skype or something, and he can familiarize me with some of this stuff.
Well, bring that, Rodney. Here's what you do. You go out to your car, you start it up, right? You put it in gear, and then you drive to Florida and come see me. And then I rip that quad that you just got around, and we see what it's made of.
I don't know.
Who's that? Brent Nunley, Rodney?
Yeah, Brent Nunley. I'm just kidding, Dan, by the way.
No.
Yeah. Brent gave me and Mel each a 5-inch drone.
Oh, okay.
Poor Mel.
Yeah.
I warned him. I did warn him.
His is in bits in a plastic bag, I think, the last I saw.
I did warn the man. I didn't. That's a lot. That's like, who needs to ride a 500 motorcycle? We're going right to the 1300 Busa.
All right. Bob Casey's got a special request for Peter Carroll.
That's secret stuff. That.
Actually, Mars, I think, was the one that did. Was it Mars that did the dancing and pink hula hoop on his back? No, he pole danced. Was it Mars? Was Mars that did the breast cancer awareness dancing in a hula hoop? Or
that sounds more like Spike.
The tutu. No, it wasn't Spike. I think it was Mars dancing in a tutu with a full-on ballet gear, pole dancing outside of his house. It was hilarious. It was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. That was like 2 years ago now. We got to do that again. I'm telling you, it's 2020, guys. Breast cancer awareness. We did the whole fly for Save the Tatas. You can watch all those FPV videos. All the FPV guys, Chris, MD95, TSI, all those guys. Chuck it. I think they all joined the Save the Tatas, where you had to make a video wearing a tutu of yourself out in public. Like you had to be seen by people and fly your drone.
Yeah, you asked me if I wanted to be that. I said,
Yeah,
but I won't.
Dude, it was such a riot. I'm telling you, Rodney, you don't know what you're missing out on, man. It was fun. You're doing it for a good cause, and it's a lot of fun, man. It's very embarrassing. It's a lot of fun. It's humbling in a sense. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I do the tutu, but I do. I missed it last year, but I'm gonna do it this year. I'm gonna do the walk.
Let's see here. I could have sworn I did the tutu as well. Somebody sent it to me. Tutus for tatas. That's what it was.
Hey, Rick. Tomas O'Sullivan from Ireland just popped into the chat. I think we got Rod Piker too. He's from Ireland.
Yeah, hi, Thomas.
Tomas.
Yeah. Yeah, I will answer, Bob. Yeah, a few of the guys did go out drone flying this morning. I didn't go with them, but I joined up with them at the hotel for lunch this afternoon. Andy wasn't there. Andy's in Adelaide, so he wasn't there. But there was Mars and Kaz were there. Victorian Aerial Vision was there, and another guy called Gizmo Drones from Melbourne here in Australia. And we had a great lunch. It was good to meet everyone. You speak to them in the chat and on the live streams, but it's great to meet them in person.
Oh, it is. I mean, I experienced that at Finley Rosie.
Oh yeah.
Met Rosie. I met Roosevelt, DroneBum, Chris Hope. Well, I'd met Chris Hope a couple of months before that anyway. But then Steve Carpenter, Ken Herron. I got to meet Ken Herron. Bob Casey. I met Bob Casey. God, I can't even remember everybody. Jerry Calvary. Whizbang 99. Met him. Ken.
Kelly.
And who else? Oh, Steve. There's another Steve. I can't remember his last name. There's so many people you can't, and I have a hard enough time remembering names anyway. So
what's the dude's name that does the Remote Pilot 101?
Jason.
Oh my God, he is so freaking tall. Like you wouldn't think he's that tall, just watching the videos and stuff. But when you meet him in person, you're like, oh, okay.
Oh, Ten Toes, yes, Ten Toes, and
Yeah, Ten Toes. He's a real nice guy.
of course Kelly Shores. Met Kelly Shores. Met Mel. I met Mel and Bob Casey. They came in together.
I thought you had met Mel before that, though, Rodney.
No. I when he was driving a truck, and I didn't realize it at the time. I think he was still driving, but he retired like a month later. I sent him a message in the chat. I said, hey, if you ever get through Virginia, let me know. Come up 95. I'd like to meet you. But he retired right after that. So
Okay. See,
but I did
thought,
get to meet him at Spin Up, and that's cool.
okay, yeah, I thought you had met him. I thought he had come through Virginia and you had met him once.
No, that would have been cool, but
Eric, I didn't know that you partook in Tatas. I just saw the whole playlist for Tutus for Tatas with the FPV guys. You are definitely in there, sir. Thank you for being a part of that.
I like what he says. Let's see if I can find it.
Oh, about the picture being up on his wife's screen?
Yeah.
That's his background? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the whole playlist is on YouTube. Just type in Tutus for Tatas. You can see what all the guys did. Some of it is hilarious. Don Joyce also does a dance on his back patio with his Phantom 4 or on his, I think it's like over the water. Anyways, all his neighbors are driving by and all these boats on the river, and he's out there spinning and doing all this stuff on his dock. And it's absolutely hilarious. I've never laughed so hard watching grown men dance in tutus. And none of them have a clue what they look like. Just don't until it's over with.
Hey, Rick, I'll get with you later, buddy. About the drone and stuff. I've still got to figure things. I'm still trying to figure things out. I'm kind of a slow learner, but once I learn, I'm good, or at least fair. But anyway,
what a gross day.
For those of you out in the chat, if you missed the sunrise streams this morning, Philadelphia, Michael didn't go up at all, and I didn't go up because it was raining, but I did go onto a live stream. So anyway, so that's why you didn't see too many live streams or see the live stream from me in Philly as far as the sunrise. And FSUGRADO3. Morning, fellas. First time dropping in. Well, welcome to the chat, friend.
Everybody click on his channel. He's got some good content. Drop a subscription on there. So we do, man. Support each other.
Yeah, another thing from this morning's drone meetup, I heard there was a drone casualty too. There was a slight accident, I believe, resulting in a bit of damage to the drone.
What happened, Peter?
What drone meetup?
I was with Matt North and Mars and a few other guys had a drone meetup this morning over here in Australia.
Oh, okay.
And I think it was Brett from Victorian Aerial Vision. The drone came in contact with a stationary object. And,
okay.
Yeah.
Did he have his sensors off, or?
I'm not. It wasn't a DJI drone. I don't think it was some sort of drone I'd never heard of, but that he was flying.
Oh,
I think he had some sort of control issues, and it ran into something.
Just took off.
Yeah, but not too sure if there's any video of it. But if there is, it should surface pretty soon.
I hope.
Yeah.
I love watching those. They suck. Dennis is probably the worst one. Dennis, you still in here? That was a sad day when you were with us, man. I felt so bad.
Dennis Lovelady?
Yeah, when he came down to Florida to fly with me and a bunch of dudes out at that sports complex. Poor Denny, man, had just gotten the Mavic 2, I want to say it was the Zoom. Well, he's out flying around and he looks up and I'm flying the Spark and I see him look up and he's kind of dazed. I was like, you all right there, Dennis? And he goes, I see a bunch of black dots. I'm like, oh, that can't be good. That can't be good. He goes, I don't know where my drone is. And I kind of looked around. I'm like, I don't either. I didn't realize while he was talking, he was still pushing forward on the right stick. And so I looked down and all of a sudden I just hear boom. And it's Mavic 2 just slams into the Skyrise light pole. And I look up and all you see is just like an explosion of parts. He was flying almost full tilt into one of those poles.
Yeah, I remember that video.
Oh my God. I was like, oh God. Wow, man, that sucks. Jeez.
Well, same thing. Ken Dono, when we was at Spin Up this year, like, did you see the video? Because I was standing right there. I'm looking at his drone. I'm like, are you gonna stop that? And he's just like kept going. I was like, boom. I said, okay, let's walk over here and go get it.
I laugh because first of all, I personally would not have put up with that many other people flying in Mavics in the same drone in the area because it's too easy to lose what you're flying. You know what I'm saying?
He had those like orange propellers on it, so you could tell which one. But I was like, you're about to hit the fence. You're about to hit the fence.
Well, I imagine, I mean, a lot of people had the Mavic drone out there, so I could see where it could be easily.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you even look away for a second and you forget you have orange props or whatever, you're just out there. You're like, I think that's mine.
Well, while we were out there, I was flying the Phantom out at the baseball field, so I could tell where mine was.
Man. Were there anybody flying FPV while you guys had your Mavics up and stuff?
Oh yeah, what's his name? Ed Ricker. That's all he does. Ricker. So he was out there going in between legs, going around Mavics and stuff.
Yeah, wasn't Sean Oz also flying?
Well, he played with that RC truck Kelly had out there for a little while.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I saw the video. I wasn't there when they went out to the ball field. I had to leave that morning.
Yeah.
But next year I'm gonna stay for the after activities because it looked like so much fun.
Well, see, I didn't make it last year. I made it for the beginning activities before everyone got there, but I didn't go. I didn't know about it. Now this year I didn't make it for the beginning stuff, but I stayed for the after stuff.
Yeah, that's because he was in a small time jail for speeding. Oh, did I just say that?
It's a new decade. We're gonna leave the past in the past.
So Dan, Rosie, forgive me, but Chris Hope was in contact with Roosevelt as he was driving down, and I heard Chris tell him, says, "Look, when you go through these small Texas towns, you go the speed limit." Well, about an hour and a half later, Chris gets a call and says, "I got stopped." So
I thought that the speed limit had changed, so I thought I was in the clear.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah. So we got to talking when he finally got there. We got to talking one night. And I looked at him. I said, "You know what? I'm going to start calling you Speedy now."
Rozzy, you ever getting into FPV, man? Or are you just going to stick it out with the Phantoms and Mavic
I think
stuff?
I'm just going to stick it out with the stationary, the straight flying. I can't see myself, getting into it, man. It's too intense for me.
Oh, well, it depends on how you fly. Hear me out real quick. I think there's something to be had from both sides of this spectrum. On the one hand, GPS is pretty easy to fly. I mean, most people can do it. It's a lot of fun. The drone essentially basically flies itself. You just have to coordinate your movements and to get that dynamic shot and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
FPV is a totally different world on the aspect of it teaches you things like proximity, and I will tell you that since I've been flying FPV now for 2 years, I have done shots with my GPS drone that I never would have even considered or thought about had I not flown FPV. So it's not that it gives you like fake bravery or anything, but it does teach you a skill set that you didn't realize you had, and you notice shots that you didn't think you would ever notice before. And it starts bringing that skill set out inside of you when it comes to GPS. So there are things that I think I can appreciate about being an FPV pilot that I can bring over to flying GPS drones.
Okay.
And I think you kind of almost have to mix the two to become that full range hobby, to understand both aspects and become a better pilot yourself. So those are my thoughts, man. If anybody
I
can do
got
it,
you.
I suggest you do it.
Well, I just don't know how it's all going to end up now, the whole hobby in and of itself with
I
this
agree with that
ID
too.
thing, because if the big businesses have their way, we're not going to be able to do anything.
Oh my God. Okay. I know you guys are fans of Ken. Anybody watch Ken's video with
I
the
I
boys?
didn't I didn't watch it. You talking about the one where he says "Don't worry"?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I,
didn't
I
watch it.
I get what Ken's saying too, because I talked to Ken we messaged back and forth on my phone. I didn't really call him because he's a busy guy, but I talked to Ken back and forth on like 20 or 30 messages, something like that. And we kind of, went back and forth, batted this whole thing around. And I said, Ken, if they're going to push this, they're going to do it. Ken was like, well, I'm all for you guys in your corner in the hobby and this and that. And I was like, I get that, but your video didn't really come off that way. You brought a bunch of people on panel that were like, yeah, this is a good thing. You want to be in the middle. You want to be standard, not limited, not this. And I'm like, man, that video just really came off as like you not being a participant with the rest of the people that have an issue with this. I'm not saying that your opinion doesn't matter, but I'm saying that I think the majority of the people in this hobby are going to disagree with what is happening. And it seemed out there that Ken would put a video like this out there knowing that it was going to cause that much controversy. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but it just didn't seem very Kenish to me. I wonder who talked him into
So
talked him into making
so
that video.
you feel like he was more so endorsing it?
In a sense, yes. Even though I've talked to him and he swears up and down he didn't. If you watch the video, man, it's hard. He played devil's advocate a few times through the video, and he chose sides, and just for the sake of saying it, he chose sides. But by the end of the video, I didn't really walk out of it going, well, Ken is totally against this, or Ken doesn't agree with this. It was more like, guys, these are good things. The FAA doesn't just do things to you guys to do things. And I think essentially they do. They do stuff that benefits them and puts money in their pocket. And I mean, there's a lot involved here, because I promise you, if we had as much big money as the corporations did, we wouldn't even be dealing with half the stuff we're putting up with right now. But you're a bunch of hobbyists, and the commercial side of this is the 107 side is actually pretty small. It's minuscule compared to the hobby side of things. So
Dan, let me interrupt. Which Ken are we talking about? Ken Adobo?
Ken Heron.
Oh, Ken Heron. Okay.
And Dono agrees with me. I talked to Dono actually after I put up my video. Like 4 days later, Ken put his out. It was pretty much the same thing. He articulated it better because I just didn't care. I was on vacation. He obviously sat down and took the time to, set up everything he wanted to say. And I respected him. I reached out to Ken after that. I said, that's accurate. It's 100% accurate information. The side that we got from Ken Heron felt more played out and just like, this is nonsensical nonsense that we got from them. Like, more smiles and it's for safety than it is really helping the hobby and making everybody want to continue moving forward. So I don't know. It just didn't seem like Ken. Did anybody else get that vibe?
Like I said, I haven't watched the video yet, but maybe he was just like covering his base, like making sure, if the FAA sees this, I'm on their side. Maybe they'll let me do what I want still.
That's the problem, though. That's where I have the issue, man. I look at these bigger guys as a voice for the rest of us that don't have that large a voice, you know. And at some point, you have to kind of remind yourself that you do have a big part of this platform. When you get that big in one thing, you know, you are quite a voice in the social aspect of this. You almost kind of, as must say, Ken said that he had to be careful because this is what he does for a living now, and I understand that, but
Oh, is that the one where he was flying? They were flying around the airport.
no, this was just his show. His
Oh,
like
it's on his show. Okay.
his show he just did, and I like I said, I normally breeze through Ken's shows just to make sure I didn't miss anything totally out there. But once I started the ID proposal video, by the end of it, I was like, that doesn't seem like Ken. Why would we be taking this route? This is something you should be totally opposed to. Like, they're just really overstepping what I feel is boundaries here with personal rights of people and everything, and I just couldn't believe
Well, I
we'd be on
mean,
board with that.
you know, the FAA is in the pockets of the politicians, and
Yes.
like, you know, just like any other politician, you know, they do what they want to do. They don't listen to the people. They just do what they want to do.
Yeah. That's pretty much what my video was about with my ID proposal. Yeah. Did you watch it, Rodney?
Not yet.
Oh, I just said I don't care because they're gonna do what they want to do anyway.
Yeah, that I mean, I'm not really worried about it, and even still, it's still what 3-4 years down the road. So I mean,
I think longer.
we've got maybe longer. Well, yeah, because politicians take forever to do stuff. So.
I mean, have they even come out with the amateur testing yet? Because they said it was supposed to
I
be
don't think so.
around September, last September.
The bill is just a proposal as of right now, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. It's just the proposed stuff they want to push in. What's funny though is that they say you can ask for oh, we want you to comment. They don't care whether you comment or you can sit there and articulate a 5-hour response.
That's what I tell people all the
Nobody's
time
reading
because I work in retail. I work at Walmart. I'm a supervisor, and we get some nasty customers, and they're like, "Well, we're gonna call corporate office," and so I said, "Oh, well, you have fun with that. They're gonna really listen to you up there because they listen to us so well."
Yeah, it's just they're not reading through that stuff. There is no trust me, you know. And I think the guy Ken had on there 51 drones. It wasn't 51 drones. Who's the guy Ken just had on there? I can't think of his name. Anyways, he was like, and they do read through those responses. I'm like, no, they don't. They do not. Dude, we got 500,000 plus signatures on our petition last time we did all these things, and they still went, oh, that sucks. Too bad. And then they did it to us anyways. So, I mean, you could just tell what they're going to do. Like, if anybody actually took time to go comment, I give you credit. Mine was a little simpler. I just basically sent a middle finger emoji to him. So.
I'm sorry. Trevor's been wanting me to tell everybody to watch the link that he put up there, and it's from StarCop.
Oh,
StarCop 99?
Yeah, and this was done August 9th, 2018.
I actually just reached out to StarCop. Rick,
where is he? Because I've been worried about the man.
No, he got tired of the YouTube drama, and he basically said he had enough.
Okay. Okay, because I've been worried about it. I was trying to, find him through the holidays and make sure he was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent him an email a while back asking if everything was all right, and he never emailed me back, and that's okay.
I'm upset too because I've been trying to get him to come back, man. I have my train set, and he had just gotten all his train sets out, and I went and found mine and got it all prepared, and I was going to show him my awesome 40 or 50-year-old train set. Nope, that's not going to happen. So I may still put it out for him just as a comeback video. Like, come back, we need you.
Yeah, I miss him.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. I liked him.
He's unfortunately he just got tired. He came in at a weird time when the drone community was really splitting. Like, you had DJI people, you had unique people, you had FPV people, and it caused quite a ruckus about 2 years ago when it started to split. And we still have that today. The split's not as pronounced as it was. People have finally come to accept the difference in drones. Like, you can be opinionated and still be okay with that. But 2 years ago when this whole thing was going down, poor Poor Rick was sitting in the middle of all this. He couldn't understand why this person was fighting with that person. That person doesn't agree with this person. And we talked a couple times, and he's like, "I'm just getting mad, man. This is stupid." And I'm,
Yeah.
it is a little bit. It's kind of. You're always gonna have drama, man. Somebody's always gonna disagree with somebody else. Yeah. So
Whenever I meet a person, oh, I've flown a drone before. I've flown the GoPro Karma. I'm just like, we are not of the same cloth. Just leave.
actually, the Karma's a heck of a bird, man. Believe it or not, it's you're basing it off of what the company produced. You're not basing it off of what it is now. It's open source, man. You can get in there and tap into all the functionality of that bird and use it however you want to.
Because GoPros basically, just kind of stopped fooling with it, right? They don't really.
No, they stopped fooling with it because they recalled it for 3 months, and then by the time they pushed it back out again after the major recall they did, the Phantom 4 had already dropped, and that just took them right out of the game because it didn't have any obstacle avoidance. And it was huge, and then they put out the Mavic, and then right after the Phantom 4 was the Mavic Pro, and then the Karma just dropped. It just dumped. Like nobody bought it. Anybody that did buy it couldn't sell it. Like I still see them in Florida. People are mad. Like they still
have them at Best Buy.
Yeah, well, it's amusing because you watch the price point of it. I'll watch somebody post it, and then I'll check it in a week, and it's already gone from like $1,600 to like $7, and then it'll go like if I give it another 2 weeks, it'll go from 7 to 4, and then like a week later, you'll see it go down to like 325, and then you'll see it drop to like 250, and then by the time it gets to the 200 mark, someone will pick it up. But it's amazing to watch the decline of that bird and how fast it happened. But like I said, it's kind of like the 3DR Solo. It's a masterpiece. It just depends on how much time and effort you want to put into it. Because it is open source, the possibilities are endless. You can get in there and have a lot of fun with that bird. So, but I get what you're saying, Rousey. If you just fly it out of the box, like they sent it and intended it to be flown without anybody tampering with it, then yes, it's a very boring drone. It's very fast, though. I give them credit. It's very fast.
How fast is it rated?
It's pretty quick, man. I think out of the box, it goes like 57 miles an hour in GPS mode. So it's scooting along, man. It's a screamer. And if you don't fly it, and it's kind of like the Solo. Solo's top speed in GPS. If you push it in Solex, it's like 55, 57. But if you remove that and you put it in Addy, we've seen the Solo get up to, I think the slowest I've seen is like 75 miles an hour with headwind. And if you don't have any wind, heck, it gets up into the 90 mile per hour. It's awesome. I think Grex Whirlybird holds the record right now at 93 miles an hour without headwind. So
holy smoke.
That's screaming, man.
I think my Phantom has gone with a good headwind. I think I've got it up to like, I want to say 60.
Yeah. See, and that's average. That's sport mode for the Solo. That's basic sport mode.
I don't see a reason to go that fast. The only thing, if you're like tracking like a race car, maybe, but I don't really do any of that sort of thing.
It's fun, man. It's we when I hold Drone Worship Fest, we drag race solos across the sky, see who wins. It's fun, man. It's a lot of fun to have all these guys come out, bring their solos with their mods, and each one of them's tampered with this setting or that to make it just a tad bit different than the next person's. And then, you start at a certain altitude. Everybody pushes their sticks forward, and you see who comes out fastest. This guy's running this props, that guy's got those props. It's different. It's different.
I was thinking about. I saw some props that I wanted to get for the Phantom. Some beechwood props or something like that.
Okay.
They look really good, and they said it improves performance and boosts the speed a bit.
Well, guys, I was going to test birds today, but it looks like it's very windy.
I want to, in case you're wondering what's happening, I somehow started bleeding, so I'm bleeding to death on my own live stream.
Oh, that's fun. That's a good sign.
And in answer to your question, Rick, yeah, I'm okay. I'm just, bleeding a little bit.
I mean, I'm laughing because when you talk, your little emblem is like, pulsating. I'm like, oh, he's bleeding blood out. Oh, wow, this thing is pulsating.
Yeah, I had an itch on my eyebrow. I scratched it, and then all of a sudden I felt something wet. And
Got a little juicy, huh?
yeah, and the worst part about it is when I looked at the screen, I could see it. So that tells me that you guys knew I was bleeding.
I couldn't see it.
And you were just going to let me bleed out. Thanks, guys.
I think you've got a lot of blood in you, so you'd have been all right.
Yeah, I would have been fine. I just didn't want to gross people out. Thanks, Rick. I appreciate that, brother.
I hope this weather clears up.
Well, it looks like it stopped raining, at least for a moment here.
Hey, don't start all that. It's morning, bro. You just got up. You can't be doing that. That's going backwards.
I might actually hop back in the bed for a little bit.
What? Oh, man. 11 o'clock rain, 12 rain, 1 p.m. rain. Well, there you go. That answers my question. It's 9:14. Yep. Okay.
What's the temperature over there in Aussie land, Peter?
Oh, it depends which day it is. It's been changing a lot recently. I think yesterday it was up close to the high 90s yesterday in Fahrenheit, and today
holy smokes!
Today it was probably I started off fairly warm, then we had a cool change around about lunchtime, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool now. I'm not. What is it? 13 degrees Celsius at the moment, whatever that is in Fahrenheit. And so it's cooled down quite a bit.
Now, Peter, you got to do me a favor.
Do I? Okay.
Yeah, Manic Magic is currently in the chat. Manic owes me a video that he never produced for me. And I'm curious if you'd be willing to, because you live in the same area.
Oh,
You got to say yes without knowing what it is, though.
Same country, put it that way. Not same area, but same country.
Yeah. I'm sure the same thing is around you that's around him. You got any roos over there, man?
Yeah.
Can you interact with any of them?
I haven't. I've actually got a kangaroo video on my channel.
Yeah?
On the came to visit me a while back.
I kind of want someone to go find one and name one DW on camera for me. I just want to know that somewhere in Aussie there is a kangaroo out there named DW just kicking the crap. I want it to be a kicker.
Just put a little piece of paper in the pouch and like, okay, or put a tracker on and put the DW tracker on it. And now we know DW is jumping all around Australia.
Just to know that there's one out there just kicking the ever-living crap out of other kangaroos, and I want that one to be the DW-roo. So even if we never see him again, I just want to know.
So you want the kangaroo? Okay, my request, Peter, is I want a crocodile. So go find me a crocodile.
Haven't got any of those near here, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, since everybody's making a request, I mean, I want you to name a koala bear after me.
Oh, those things are evil. Koalas are not friendly creatures. They're so cute and cuddly until you get up close to them, and then they try to rip your face off.
That's right.
Same thing with pandas. Pandas look so innocent and sweet, but
pandas are evil.
They're very evil.
Yeah, so are the kangaroos. If you get too close to them, they can be very
I've seen some nasty kangaroo videos like that. They were just, people were just standing still, and literally the kangaroo hopped up, and they like, oh, hey, it's kangaroo.
Yeah.
Boom.
Hey, I want to acknowledge a few people out in the chat. Mike Nunya, good morning.
Put a DW shirt on the roof.
Cybergliss, beautiful places in the world. Good morning. Welcome to the chat. Timeless Truths. Good morning. Welcome to the chat. Tommaso Sullivan, Manic Magic. Who else been in here? It's new. I thought there was one more person.
Oh, that joke. That's not a good joke, Eric. That's not a good joke.
Oh, yeah. FSUGRADO3.
DW die 555.
he said this is his first time dropping into my live stream. So welcome,
Denny's back.
Dennis.
Lovelady.
Dennis.
That's a heck of a last name, man. He must have had all the women in high school.
Oh, okay.
He said, "I'm not gonna go there."
No, I am gonna go there. When I was in the Navy, talk about last names now. There was a set of twins that was stationed on the ship that I was on, and their first names was John and James, and their last name was Alcock. And I was spending watch with James, and I asked him, I says, did you and your brother have to, now mind you, these guys were built like, I mean, you didn't mess with them. They were built like, the
brick houses.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a brick.
And he goes, you would not believe how many fights we got into. I mean, it's a simple name. I mean, but it was spelled Allcock.
He says, what did you say?
This is a strange thing. So I'm walking through the store, getting some things for a customer, and I turn around and look. I had to triple take. Like, I was like, I solely thought deep in my mind that I saw Chuck Norris. And I was like, wait. And I was like, oh, that's not him. Then a day later, in one of my Facebook groups for Walmart Associates, someone posted a picture on our handheld. It had a name on there, Chuck Norris checked in. And I was like, ain't that some stuff?
Well, you can tell if somebody's lying. Let me ask you a question. Did anyone walk in front of Chuck Norris while he was shopping? Because nobody crosses Chuck Norris and lives.
Look at you with a little joke.
Oh, man. There for a while, Chuck Norris jokes were the
Dude, I still tell them they're funny.
Some of them are, yeah.
They're well, I create my own. I get really creative with some of them. They're fun. They're fun, man. I mean, I don't. Chuck Norris was something else, man. He's a goofy guy, dude. He's have you ever watched Chuck Norris reading his own jokes? He does a whole YouTube series where he reads Chuck Norris jokes about himself, and then he's always like, "Oh, that one's true," Yeah.
The man, he doesn't age either. Like, he stayed the same. He's like just like Alex Trebek and them. Like,
bro, he's the lone wolf.
Same.
My son got to meet Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris owned.
And he survived?
Yeah. Chuck Norris owns a bunch of Taekwondo dojos.
Yeah,
And one of them was in Virginia, and two of the instructors there they've been in a couple of his movies, but they were the instructors at this one in Virginia Beach. And Chuck Norris came in and visited the dojo.
Did he come in, or was he already there?
Huh? But my son was there for his lesson when Chuck Norris showed up, so he got to meet Chuck Norris.
Okay.
I was on deployment, otherwise I'd gotten to meet him too.
He must have been feeling pretty good that day to let him live.
Well, yeah, but I think the instructors told him, don't cross Chuck.
Yeah. Yeah, that dude's he's something else, man. I heard he killed 20 people with a grenade one time, and that was before it went off. It's so easy to set up Chuck jokes.
It is.
Well, that was fun.
Hey, Rick Halber, you have a good one, brother. Brother.
Look at Denny looking up the old ones. That's funny. Yeah.
Hope you get to feeling better, Rick Halber.
Yeah.
I think I might follow Rick. I think it's 1:30 in the morning here, just about. So I think it's
Oh
time.
yeah. It's
I was in bed. I think so.
Oh my God.
Broke Necks. Good morning.
Who's coming in to join us now? Roz, you got to go to work soon, don't you?
Who, me?
Roz.
Oh, me.
Oh,
No, I'm off today.
Hey, I'm in. All right, what are we doing then, bud?
hey, Dennis, are you gonna come
I'm
in?
probably gonna carry my cousin around town and let him see sights and stuff, and then I don't know after that.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
Are you taking us with you?
Sure, let's go.
Live stream right now. What is start a whole stream? We will put it up in a little window by itself. Watch this adventure.
No, I'm not. I'm not the grumpy vlogger. I can't go all over town with my camera.
Good old Lloyd.
Sure,
Stand
Dennis,
for
come
nothing.
on, man. I sent you a link, I think.
His new intro to his show. Every time I go to watch one of his videos now, I'm like, what is this damn commercial? Where's the skip button? Because I think that the camera, is so professional. I'm like, let me hit the skip button. I was like, oh wait, no, that's his new intro.
You talking about Grumpy?
Yeah.
Hey, Thomas, Dan, and James kept me up till 6:30 this morning, but it was a great show last night. Yeah, we had fun. I told you, man. I ever since I haven't been at work, it's been a lot easier on me to make content and go out here and hang with people and share everyone's content and watch their videos. I'm doing my best to get around to everybody. So, yeah, that's fun. Oh, it's the Lovelady himself. The lady killer's in the building.
So
Lady
let me
killer.
ask you this: who paid for this man to come on? Because this man is not a cheap man to get on film.
Legend.
Who's that? Dennis Lovelady?
I give Rodney
How much did you have to pay
a
him?
multi-use discount.
Yeah.
Weren't you making that new movie, the Love Guru 2, right now? Did you have to stop filming to be part of this, or?
No, we're on break for the moment.
All right, guys, I'm off.
All right,
All
Peter.
All right, Peter.
Yeah,
See you later.
I didn't mean to run you off, man.
We'll see you later.
right,
Thanks
bye,
for being
everyone.
here.
All right.
No,
Dennis, I can't hear you, Dennis. What's going on?
Can you hear me now? Hello.
that depends. Do you have Nextel? Oh, what was it? Nextel or T-Mobile? Can you hear me now? Good.
Well,
No, we can't hear you.
was a Verizon thing for a while.
Was it Verizon or I
Yeah,
thought he started off.
And the guy that did that, he walked around. He goes, "Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?"
Right.
Now he does the same thing for Sprint.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big stab in the back for Verizon.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Screwed
I
him.
think
He was like,
Verizon fired him. I think that's why he's doing it.
that's why it's funny to me.
Sprint might have offered him more money. Who knows?
Well, that could be too.
I would have taken it too. Good. Yeah, I would have definitely come out of the closet for that money.
Oh, I can hear you now.
That offer was solid. Bye.
Can you guys hear Dennis? Because I still
Curtis
can't hear him.
Hart is in the house. Sorry, Rosie.
Hey, Curtis Fart.
Curtis, where is my phone, folks? Who stole my phone? You know what? It's downstairs.
I see his
will
lips
be right
moving. I
back.
can kind of understand him.
Yeah,
See.
I hear him. I think you need to turn up your in your settings,
Oh, let me
Rozzy.
see.
In your settings, his volume might be lower than everybody else's. You can just crank his personal volume up on your settings.
Let's see. No, that's mute on me.
And now Dennis isn't going to talk. And when he does, he's going to blow your eardrum out. Raindrops keep falling on my head.
But that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red.
Oh, that worked
Maybe
out.
it's just something. Something in my settings, I guess.
You still can't
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, no, I can't.
Without any
I can hear both of you.
Verizon jokes. Sorry. So
Try up, hey Rosie. Try dropping out and coming back.
Okay.
So that works.
All right.
I love the Wonka music. Yeah, that's a catchy riff, man. That Wonka music I used on that video. You saw it, right, Rod?
The what?
The Wonka music I used. I was happy I found that.
Oh
Mix.
yeah.
That was a clean mix. That's actually kind of a really nice track just to listen to.
How about? Can you hear me? Can you hear him now?
Say something, Dennis.
something, Dennis.
I can hear you.
All right.
Let there be Dennis. Yeah. I think Chuck Norris has a Bowflex in every vehicle that he owns. He has to. You don't stay in that kind of shape unless you're driving and you're just Bowflexing while you're going.
One of the guys at work, he said, he was talking to one of the younger guys. He was like, "Oh yeah, you've got a 6-pack, but I've got a case."
I want to take an opportunity to welcome Copper State Aerial Photography into the chat. Welcome. Happy New Year to you. Could have swore I was subscribed to him.
Dennis, has the sun come out yet over there in Georgia?
Evidence says no. It's probably still cloudy. I don't see any shadows at all.
Oh.
I'm crying inside.
Yeah.
Look at the wind.
I can show you guys. Oh, sorry about that. Oh,
Crying inside. I'm all dead inside, man.
Yeah, that's a mess back there, and I'm going to clean that up today. But I tore apart an archway. But anyway, yeah, that's our weather, Roosevelt. So I think not.
Okay.
You guys are keeping me from cleaning that up. No.
Oh, damn.
Thank you for
Procrastination.
Hey, Mike Kelly.
I don't know. Never put off until tomorrow what you can put off until the day after tomorrow.
Well, you can just put it off forever and not worry about it.
So, in case you're wondering, Copper State Aerial Photography is actually Mike Kelly. That's his business channel.
Oh,
And
hey,
here
Mike
we
Kelly.
have Ron Lockwood.
Ronald Lockwood.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, how are you, man?
Ron.
Daniel. How's everybody doing?
What's going on, man?
Right.
Hey.
Not too much.
You look a lot happier today than you did last night, man. Last night you looked like you were just exhausted.
I was a little exhausted and a little cranky.
Yeah, you looked it. But
Sorry
today you
about
look
that.
happy, man. Happy, Ron.
Well,
It's amazing what sleep will do for you.
Mm,
Yeah.
very true.
Nothing beats that drooling on the pillow sleep. Now that's sleep.
That's when you know you've like, yep, that was a good
Yep.
night's rest.
Yeah.
I'm ready for anything today.
Unfortunately, when I drill when I sleep, it collects in my CPAP mask.
Mm.
I wake up and I got like an ocean there.
That was a good visual.
Yeah. Well, can you imagine what the beard's like?
Yeah. Blowing little
Hey,
bubbles.
It's like
and-
going through the marshlands.
Hey,
The wife's gotta love that.
hey.
You guys are all getting East Coasters are getting hammered with some rain. I saw a big cell moving up the East Coast. Didn't I yesterday?
Yeah, it's.
Is it me or is Ron's microphone very quiet?
That's
What's-
what everybody keeps saying.
Yeah, I need to get a new headset with
Oh, no problem.
with
I can hear you.
a microphone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no problem.
Sorry about that.
Oh goodness, yeah. I'm looking at the weather map now, and we are socked in.
We, to answer your question for my part, Ron, we had rain the last 2 days. And we got a little over 6 inches.
Yeah, there's you East Coasters.
Yep.
Yeah, it's past us now. That's
I think all of ours just, I don't know if that's the remnants from what we had in Arkansas or not, but all ours moved out last night, I believe. Because tomorrow it's supposed to be like super sunny and everything.
Yeah.
Well, when I got up this morning,
What in the world is Dr. Don doing?
Dr. Dan has joined us.
I got it. Well, it is. It's definitely what you think it is. But does that look good? Can you? No, you can't see it. But
here, let me.
Oh, yeah, that looks great.
Like that? Does that look
Yeah.
good? Would that look good right there?
The
Right
duck
over
is in the
top.
house.
Right over
Yeah,
top.
yeah.
Okay. Well, the lab coats for the new series, you'll understand in a bit. But I told you we were going to do a bunch of fun stuff. But okay, so we got lab coats. But does that look good, or should I get this made in a different color or something else?
No, I
No,
like
I
that.
think that looks great.
Okay, can't really see it.
White, black, and red. Yeah, that's fantastic.
I thought it was going to be easier to see. I think I'm wrong. I should have maybe
Yeah,
chosen.
man.
Is what it is. Yeah.
Well,
So
red
if
on
you can
black is
tell,
never going to be obvious.
this is a huge lab coat. This is one I had a special order. This is for my dumb friend. He's a medium, so it should be entertaining. You'll understand more as we go, but baseball bats and stuff will be involved. It'll be fun. It's very entertaining. All right, I'll be back. I gotta go pee too.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
So, Ron, how you doing, brother?
Thank God I'm over this cold. I think finally.
Good.
I had that thing for like 2-3 weeks. It was a bugger.
Wow.
Oh, Rodney, I need you to text and/or email your address to me again. And do you have Tomas' address?
I do.
If you could hook me up with that.
Sure. Tomas is in the chat. He might be able to text it to
Well,
you.
he won't tell me.
Oh, he won't tell you? Well, then maybe I better not tell you either.
Don't send him anything that he wouldn't.
He said, don't. Oh, okay. Don't give him my.
There you go.
All right.
That's not.
What's the problem?
Rodney,
Are you
did
friends
you-
with Chuck Norris, Ron?
What's that?
Are you friends with Chuck Norris?
Yeah. No, Tomas, I want to send you something.
He wants to send you Chuck Norris. Don't do it.
It's a trap. It's a trap. Thomas. It's a trap.
I had him. Did he tell you where the other day? I had him at Mount Rushmore. I video chatted him on Facebook. The cell service was a little weak, and but I took him up to Mount Rushmore and actually got him this close-up view. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's a good shot.
Yeah, that's with the new camera. Oh, but I'm like, well, if you've never been to the States, never been to Mount Rushmore, now you have. It was live.
They're looking that's like that was yesterday.
I've been to Mount Trumpmore.
Truckmore.
Like the mount, they look real. Let me see that picture again, Ron.
There's one too many heads there. Who's the extra?
They're looking they're looking a bit aged now. Do
Oh,
they
yeah.
not refine the mountain every so often?
They're actually working on it now. I don't know if they're still working on it. I know
right
all
there,
last
that
summer.
the side of Washington there looked a little beat up, like it was like
It does, and that was zoomed into about 400, 500. There is what a lot of people don't know is if you're at the main parking lot of Mount Rushmore, if you continue about another quarter to half a mile, it goes around the side of the mountain, and there's a pull-off spot specifically that shows nothing more than the side profile of George Washington. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of tourists come here and they have no idea.
So if you go to the backside, does it show all of their bums too, or?
They actually they stopped, I think, at around 9/11. The security's pretty tight, and then that what is that one big naturalist group or whatever? The employees came to work one day and they had draped this big giant curtain down over the entire statues.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they don't know how they got up there and how they did it, but
It was like a prank, or
no, it was they're all like, oh, you defaced the earth and whatever.
oh, okay, I
One
see.
of
So
one of
they
those
like the people who go out there and like destroy whale hunting boats and stuff.
yeah those type of people, and say they said you shouldn't go out and kill cows, just go to your store and buy hamburger, those people. Yeah. Dan, you look perplexed. Yeah.
I'm trying to listen to what has been happening since I walked away. I'm trying to get caught up without actually having to ask what, because then you have to.
Well, we
recap.
were talking about he went to Mount Rushmore and stuff, and then we were like, well, the president's butts are on the backside of the mountain, so.
Hey, were they filming any of those unbelievable commercials at Mount Rushmore at the time? Were they filming like Jeeps crawling to the top of Mount Rushmore's head and parking on the top?
No.
Jeep. No, they didn't film any of those crazy, unbelievable things.
No. Last Saturday, when I talked to you guys last, Rodney, when I went home Saturday, I just took my time. It took me 5 hours to get home. I kept stopping and getting pictures, and I captured this one with the new camera.
Oh,
Whoa.
that's sick.
Yeah,
And-
that you
And
I
then
sent me a couple of those.
I saw
then,
one, somebody, I don't know, I don't
on
think I'm friends
Facebook.
with you on Facebook, Ron, but I saw somebody got burst shots of an eagle diving into the water, and his
Oh, yeah.
claws and talons were going head first.
yeah,
That's crazy.
And I
Good shot,
I
man.
cut these two eagles. It's funny, this one was actually sitting by himself,
Wow.
and then he took off and he went up over this hill, and it's like, I think he landed again. So I climbed up I parked the truck along the road and climbed up over this hill, and whoa, there's two of them. As soon as they saw me, they went to take off, and that's how I got that picture of the two of them taking off.
I've
Yeah,
seen one here in Arkansas before.
Oh yeah, they actually migrate. Some of the eagles from Alaska, a good portion of them migrate from Alaska down to Wyoming, Dakotas during the wintertime. And you can generally tell because they're freaking huge. They're just so much bigger, yeah. But
Yeah, so that's actually one I got from my drone. It flew 4 or 5 feet right in front of my camera.
Oh my goodness!
Holy smokes. That's
Exceptional
like right
shot.
there.
Yeah, he went right in front of my camera. I actually have a couple different shots of this, but man, it was crazy how close he got to me. I thought he was going to take it out, man, but he was just staring at it on the way by. It was nuts.
How did you manage to take a picture of that like right then, or did you get
So
that from the video?
I didn't, right. I dropped the frame rate way back, and then I slowed the frame rate until I got each individual shot in sequence. So I think if I go this way, here, let's do this. There you go. Now you got my FAA numbers. Yeah, see how he's leaving the frame? That was the size of the jump gap between the 1080 at 30. So next time I pushed it, he went from there to there. And then I think there might be, there's the middle one. So there were 3 frame jumps here, here, and here.
We're not seeing it again.
I do that again, Dan.
What's that?
What you were doing with the picture, because I had quit sharing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I see it.
So like I said, I apologize, but these are 3 different frame jumps. And obviously the pictures are a tad bit out of order here. This would have been it coming into film, right? The next frame jump would have been this one, right? And then the third frame jump would have been that one.
Okay.
I can't see real well, Dan, but it's either an immature bald eagle or a gold eagle.
It's actually, I think, a red-tailed falcon, maybe, or something like that. A red-tailed hawk, something like that.
Hmm.
It's definitely got a red tail. Let me see if I can pull this down. Like I said, man, you don't want to know what bird this was I was using. This was actually the Hubson 501S, which is why it's all grainy and out of focus.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah, it
that's
is a
a
hawk.
nice looking bird.
But yeah, he was right on it, man. I all I saw was a blur in my camera. I just saw this blur, and I was like, "What was that?" So I brought it back down, and I slowed the footage down. I did not realize he was dive bombing it. I mean, it was probably a safety check, like a curiosity check, is what he performed. You
Yeah.
know, he just shot past it at really high speed. I was like, "Wow, that's nuts!" I can't believe I saw that on camera.
He was like, "What is this? Can I eat it?" Oh wait, never
Can I
mind.
eat
It's something a human made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I made the mistake, Dan, of last spring. Place I'm going to take Jim when he comes out. You go up through the woods. It takes me about a half hour to get up there, but you get on top of this cliff, and it's about a 200-foot straight down drop off, and then you can see out in front of you for 30, 40 miles. But stupid me didn't think. I'm out there flying my drone in spring, like, oh shoot, it's nesting season. And I had these two hawks that wanted a piece of me, and it was a Top Gun dogfight. I have film footage, but it's not very good. You just see me flying all over the place and racing, trying to get away from them. It was, but they wanted that drone though.
Hey,
I love watching those videos of like the FPV drones where they actually put something on it for the hawks to get, like they let them go and chase it and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to welcome Night Train to the chat as
Hey,
well
Night Train.
as Metro Drones.
Metro.
Metro.
And I believe I mentioned Cooper State Aerial Photography earlier, but that was I believe Mike Kelly. Yeah. Hey, Ron.
Yes, sir.
I'll send you that information here in a little while.
Okay.
I thought you just said A Ron.
Hey, Ron. Hey, I said, hey, Ron.
Yeah. Hey, Ron. Is there an A Ron in here? There's an
Hey, Ron.
Aaron.
Hey, Ron is Aaron.
Is that
Yes.
what you meant?
I go on Matt's channel. He does the do run.
Ron. The do-Ron. That's funny. You guys have never seen the Key and Peele skit, the substitute teacher, where he screws up everybody's name?
I have.
Yeah. So when he said, "Hey, Ron," I was like, "Hey,
Like
Ron."
Dan, like these guys are like, oh, they don't know what that is.
Well, yeah, you got to watch it. The first one is the best one. The second one was mediocre, but the first Key and Peele skit was hilarious.
A standoff with a hummingbird. Interesting.
I was flying in my backyard, not filming, and had a standoff with a hummingbird. How did that go for you? I would think hummingbird meets prop meets death.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, yeah, I would think so too.
Yeah.
I want to welcome Rob Random to the chat.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, Rob Random. I know his dad.
Do you?
Yeah, Dad Random.
Oh.
Rob Random and Dad Random. There you go. Is there a D Nice in here? A D Nice? There's a Denise.
There's a Denise without an E. And only
It's
two
such a
M's.
stupid skip. It's very memorable.
Hey, Dennis, I enjoyed your little presentation the other night with your 3D printer.
Oh,
that was
thanks.
cool.
Good.
Yeah, that's
Good.
pretty
Yeah.
neat.
So the part that I was printing, it's all right here now. So it printed this way. So
What is that?
it's accessories for a Mavic Mini.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Dan.
What? Why are you saying sorry to me?
Well, not your favorite thing, but anyway, yeah, they're accessories for a Mavic Mini. This is just they
Dennis,
go
did
up-
you ever finish the? Weren't you working on like a Yoda?
I have to paint that yet, and I'm waiting for better weather.
Dennis.
When it was sunny, it was cold. Yes, sir.
I've got one.
I know you have, but I think you will have it not very long. From what, based
Might
on
be
what
accurate
you said,
information.
You don't like the Mini, Dan?
You know, on the fan
Doesn't
bus.
matter whether I like it or I don't.
he's
what
not
I
a
have-
DJI
What I
fan.
have planned for it, that it's gonna be the deciding factor.
Oh, some trial and error. I like that.
What are you gonna do, Dan? You gonna do a Ken Heron and put it up in the air?
Run it
and
into a
shoot
wall.
I
In
don't know,
slow-mo.
man. I have this
Such
nifty lab coat behind me. Scientific things for sure.
I really enjoyed that video you did with like the little speedboat you had, and then you said I think a gator attacked it. Did a gator really
that
really attack? That was
was
crazy.
a crazy day, man. That was some. I had never look, man. I've been down in that area a number of times with RC products, and I've never had one get sucked under the water. That was a different experience, and it happened in a matter of seconds, milliseconds. It was just gone. It just swiped it right off the surface, and I didn't know what to think. If you read through the comments, people are just dumb. Well, there's scuba divers in there. Somebody helped you with this video. Yeah, there's scuba divers in the Hillsborough River with 8-foot gators. I'm sure that's just where they hang out. The sign specifically says no swimming. Gators are in this area. This is nature's classroom. There were definitely scuba divers out there just waiting to pull my boat underwater.
See that that's the only reason I don't like flying low over the rivers here in Arkansas, because I'm never sure of what's lurking down there. So I kind of stay. If I go over the rivers, I go fast over the rivers so they can't.
Yeah, Rob Fly Natural Roosevelt had his house delivered by drone. He just never took the props off.
Does Dan generally hold on to DJI long? I will say this. I am a big fan of the Phantom 3. I really liked the standard. It was easy to modify. It didn't have very many restrictions. It was probably, to date, one of the best platforms that they had produced. If you're an open source guy, that would be the way to go. If you were chasing DJI, the Phantom 3 was the way to go, and the Vision 2 Plus, because you could attach all sorts of stuff to that bird too. Telemetry, there were no real guidelines for it. It didn't have all the new software updates. It was just kind of a freedom bird. And so I don't know, man. I don't like a lot of the newer stuff just because of all the restrictions. Now I know people are like, no limit software, no limit. I don't want to do. If I have to do all of that, I'm not interested anymore. I like getting into changing protocols and stuff like that in open source, because then you can make it do things it was never supposed to do. By just removing the restrictions, all I've done is make it kind of a freedom bird to fly around, but I can't really do anything with those restrictions off. Like, it doesn't allow me to install a third-party gimbal. It doesn't allow me to install any of the stuff that I want to. It's just a bird now without restrictions, which I have plenty of those. It's not affecting me. So that's why I just don't get into DJI. I think I prefer that open source aspect way more than closed source. It's just the difference between Android and Apple is what we're talking about now. As somebody who's an avid user of open source products, to me, it just makes more sense to have more options available to you without the need for upgrade every 6 months.
Yep.
Rodney, I got a different photography project for next weekend.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I got another. Possibly, I'm going to get a third one. Some trail cameras, and I'm hoping this guy will still be out here this year. But
Ooh,
Whoa.
wow!
out, kitty looking. Yeah,
Is he as big as he looks?
Oh yeah. I got him.
Chuck
him
Norris
on
looks
trail
bigger.
Yeah, but the first time I caught him during the day with the camera.
Wow.
Yeah, the season opened up last week, So Ron's going kitty hunting.
What did you post there, Curtis Fart? Got a cool shot of a gator. But did you get a cool shot of a gator in a gator's mouth?
I'm looking at that video now.
What he posted?
Yeah.
That's why I wish I had my GoPro on the boat when it got eaten by the gator. As long as I got my GoPro back.
You're right.
That's all I care. Just give me the GoPro. You can have the boat. I just want the GoPro back.
Well, Dan, didn't that gator spit that thing out? Or
Yeah, it was. So what we found out was it was actually their hunting time. They were actually bedding down, so they were. I guess at the time it would have been very territorial act that was being performed by it. It chooses an area to hunt, and it stays in that general vicinity. I didn't find this out until after talking with Officer Stavanis, who's the patrol, our essentially the water police officer patrol guy for the area. Which I became
the game warden, or
no, he's just the Temple Terrace Police Department, but he's been on the water his whole life. And so I actually became really good friends with Officer Stavanis. Now when I have questions, I can just ask him. So that's a nice relationship we've created there. But he basically told me, like, at the time that it happened, I showed him the video, and he was like, wow, that's crazy. I was like, I know. He goes, it was their time for mating, and during that time frame, they get very territorial, especially when it comes to their hunting area. And so what they do is they stay in one general vicinity. They don't really search out. They just hold their ground in one spot, and that's it. So apparently when it grabbed the boat, it didn't crush it. It tried. I could see there were teeth marks in it. It didn't bite very hard. It was hard enough to put teeth marks in it and put some big scratches in the GoPro stickers I had on it. You could see where the teeth marks were, but it never actually just chomped hard down on it, you know?
probably was just like a warning bite.
Pretty much. But anyways, like a turtle or something. It figured it was in its area, you know? But I don't know if it was more annoyed with the fact that I was tearing across the surface at 30 miles an hour with an RC boat, or, you know, I couldn't figure out why it didn't bite harder.
It was probably curious as to what it was, because that boat was moving pretty fast, and then the noise it was making probably was like, what is that?
Yep. Well, it snatched it pretty quick, man. It was ready for it.
I was surprised it snatched them at that speed too.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I had just started into a turn. So when I hooked it, I hit a hard left, and what it did is it pulled the back end around, and it was just long enough for him just to go, oh, there it is. It changed direction. It like went from 30 to 0. You see what I'm saying?
You probably flew over him a few times, and he was like, okay, next time it comes around, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him, and that's what I was doing, back and forth and back and forth. I just gave him just the right opportunity when I skirted sideways to make the turn for him just to snatch it. But anyways, yeah, so he trolled around the water with it for a while. It was underwater for a good almost 3-4 minutes, man. You know, and he was just swimming around with the stupid thing in his mouth. Because I saw him. I saw legs, tail. I saw the boat going sideways through the water. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I've never seen anything like that. You know, and then it just circled around, and I swear, I was 2 seconds away from walking off the end of the dock expecting I lost the boat. I figured he just crunched it, dropped it, and it was at the bottom. And then all of a sudden I saw bubbles almost right where it went back down. Well, that was him returning to his hunting grounds. Right, and he just let it go, and it still had enough air that it was able to surface again. The battery was still in shape, so I was able to drive it back. I mean, it was half full of water, but you know,
you were able to start it up and drive it back to shore.
Yep, that was a great. Well, I had a self-righting feature, so no matter what, it would have ended up on its top. So it's fresh water. If it was salt water, it would have been toast. You know, filling up with that much water, but it functions. You could almost fill it completely full of regular fresh water, and it would still drive if it could. You know, it doesn't really mess with the components because they're all waterproof inside. Salt water would kill the battery, though. So fresh water doesn't really do anything to it.
Yeah, give me a second here, guys. I want to welcome DroneLife RC. Good morning, Chris. Welcome to the chat. Brant Ariels. There was someone else. Brant Ariels. And Allison, my granddaughter's in the house.
RC Crazy.
Everybody. Welcome to the chat. So,
let's see. The worst I ever had was when we got the FT11 stuck. Does anybody remember that?
I didn't see that one.
That was the one where I had to go in that same water, swim out to get the boat. That was a very ominous feeling of death.
Was that after you had did that video?
Yeah, so I already knew
Oh
that.
man, you was like,
Yeah.
I know for a fact there's gators in here. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. No, it was stupid, man. It was really dumb. It was like 35 feet off the dock out at this. It's got stuck in lily pads, but it was a big RC boat. I got stuck on the way back. The battery kind of like got too low to continue, but it doesn't really turn well when it's got low battery. So I was trying to avoid this lily pad while bringing it back in, and it centered itself right up in the middle of them.
Oh man.
And so I was like, "Oh no, it's just stuck out there." There were no boats coming. Like there's
See,
a
that's
school
when you get your whatever.
kayak
I don't
or-
know.
Yeah.
Well, no, maybe you could jerry rig something, just for occasions like that on your drone, where you take your drone out there, hook it, and bring it back.
I thought about that. Well, normally I bring a fishing pole with a weighted anchor. That's one way to do it. And that's a very famous way to do it. A lot of people know that if you bring like a fishing pole with just a weighted anchor, that you can cast it over the top of the boat and reel it in slowly. And that's been done for years, but this is a different scenario because I didn't have it. There were no sticks long enough to reach out 35 feet to get it, and I didn't want to lose an RC boat by driving away. So the choices were stare at the school bus driver who's looking at me like I'm stupid. Like, why are you taking your shoes off, sir? Sir, don't swim in that. I got the school bus driver over there giving me advice. I'm like, I'm well aware there's gators in there.
I'm going in at my own risk. Don't worry.
Anyways, my name is Daniel. I'm leaving my cell phone on the dock. If I die, just draw this pattern on my phone and call my mom, okay?
Tell
So
her son was just eaten by a gator.
right. So I jump in this water, which by the way is pitch black. You can't
Oh
see
my.
anything.
Yeah, see, I'm not doing that. The boat would have stayed there.
And I swim out to this, like, this is the swim of shame right here, man. The whole time you're waiting for a 7 or 8 footer just to snatch your foot and drag you under, and I don't know what I was thinking, man. It was my favorite boat. I didn't want to lose it.
Dan, you're a braver man than me, because
me too.
that boat would have stayed there. It would have stayed right there.
I agree with Rosie on this one.
I'd have thrown
I
the
don't
gators the
care.
remote, said,
It wouldn't
here, have
matter to
fun,
me
guys.
how much the boat cost or how good of a boat it was. There's no way I would take.
I wouldn't step foot in water with one gator, knowing there's 500 in there.
We'll get you a psych eval, Dan.
I'm gonna here. Matter of fact, I'll share this little portion of the video with you if you want to see it. This is horrible. Let's see. Application window, Chrome tab. Here we go. Share. Let me know when you got it booted up here.
Alrighty, I'm ready.
Robert Random says, pay a kid from the school bus to go get it for you.
You guys can see that? I don't know if you turned on
Yes.
sound.
Yeah.
Did you get sound? Oh, I don't think I'm sharing sound, am I?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is just spinning in a circle. I'm just giving it throttle. It's just stuck on this lily pad. And here I come on the dock, staring at my moment of why?
Oh, is that him in front of you there? No.
I'm so not looking forward to going to get this thing.
Yeah, see, what I would have did, I would have went over to one of those trees and just broke a limb off.
I literally said it. I really don't want to do it. What's about to come next?
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Go for a swimming gator.
So I got this bus
What a great
driver.
idea, Dan.
Yeah, man. All right, watch for the ripples.
Oh my. Oh my.
Oh
You can
man,
barely see
you're
my
moving
hand.
you're moving fast, man. You're moving
dude.
fast.
I'm not playing around with it.
I don't think Superman could go that fast.
Dude, that water.
Hurry up, here they come.
I am too. I'm like, okay, come on. Come on, fatty. Let's
Cool
go.
doing this.
I see the people over at the back. Wait, what's that coming up behind you?
Yeah, right. Now I got to try to look cool while getting out of the water. Like, yeah, I'm not afraid of anything. I'm gonna walk really slow. You saw that?
Are those
You saw
people?
that?
Were they talking to you that are?
Oh
walking
yeah,
towards
no, they were like, "Are you an idiot, bro?" I'm like, "Yeah, but it's an RC boat. Are you not aware this is an RC boat?"
Jesus, Dan.
I just, there's a reason I have 10,000 subs, man. I used to do crazy stuff, bro. Still do, just not on that level. I have a brain now.
Yeah. And I thought I was crazy hiking around in grizzly territory, but buddy, you take the cake on this one.
Take it to a whole new level, man.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think I would take the grizzly territory over the gators. I think
Yeah,
I would.
dude.
I don't know.
It's like the two worst things: being eaten by another creature and drowning at the same time.
I don't know. Last June, went out to Tetons National Park, and we took this. My buddy and I and his wife, and we took the motorcycles out, and then we went across Jenny Lake. Beautiful, beautiful lake. There's a video on my channel with it. But we hiked. We went across on this boat, went to this dock, hiked up to this falls about a mile away, came back, and we weren't standing on the dock 20 seconds, and there was a guy coming up on a kayak and up in the water, and he says to me, he goes, "Hey," he goes, "get those people the heck off that trail." I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "There's a damn big grizzly standing there." Turn around, there was probably 800,000-pound grizzly. We walked right beside him, never saw him.
Oh,
Never saw him.
wow.
He was big. He was a big boy. But there was probably 20 people on the trail, not more than 150 to 100 yards from the dock. We walked right beside, but the vegetation was so high, he was standing in there. We never saw him. So
Yeah, Rob, I can see that. I don't want to deal with gators. That's
Yeah.
not my cup of tea.
Is it,
He
This
said gators
yeah.
have been around a long time. There's probably a reason for that.
All right.
It's such a fun boat, though. Wow.
wow.
This boat amuses me so much.
Gone.
And it dove. It's coming back up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, look at that. A gator got it.
You can see the boat.
You guys see
it?
that? A gator
Yeah,
For
got
like
it.
a half a second,
I
you
can
can
see
see the
him a little
GoPro.
bit.
Oh, man, it's being dragged. Oh, no. Oh, man. That boat is gone. It just gets snatched by a gator. Let's see if he releases it.
Dad is like social. Oh man, it's
Holy
gone.
crap.
Wow.
you
Wow,
sound so
that was crazy.
you
Well,
sound
like,
no
what do
too
you
happy
what do you
about
say?
that.
What do you say in that scenario? Like, you're so in the moment there. Like you register
You're
what
like,
happened.
you're like, oh man,
Yeah,
my boat, it's
my
gone.
boat. It sucks. But I'm not mad because I'm like, you know what? If I really stop thinking about it, $80 worth
That
of
was
boat,
pretty awesome.
10,000 views, $80 per boat, 10,000 views. Like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
This is going through my head now. I'm like, this may actually go viral. Keep going. Let's have some fun with this. But at the time, man, I was a little more caught up with this whole boat thing. I can't believe I've just seen a gator towing my boat underwater. And that's the depressing part is I had my old GoPro on. If I had one of my newer ones that was a lot more clear, I think you would have been able to see the gator easier. Yeah, even zoomed in, you can still barely see the stickers on film. In person, it was so much easier to see without all the reflections in the water.
Yeah.
So
It's
I tried
it's always better in person because
Yeah.
you don't.
Yeah.
Film just doesn't do reality justice.
Yeah. So
Hey.
this goes on for a few minutes and blah blah blah, and I stand there. So we're at 2 minutes and some odd seconds here. Here we go. Right here's where it surfaces.
Mike Kelly will see you.
Oh,
Right
wait,
there.
wait.
You can start seeing the bubbles come up. Wait for it. See the bubbles?
Oh, look. There it
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
he let it go.
Wow.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Good
That
thing
was
he
nuts.
didn't follow you back to the dock when you reached down
Yeah,
there to
see,
get it.
and I wasn't even thinking about that, but luckily you could kind of see the
We didn't
bottom
have a
here.
very tight hold on it.
That
See how
boat
the
has some
sticker's
It
all
was
messed up?
underwater for a good minute, though.
There's like
Wow.
big teeth marks
It's
in the
full of
GoPro
water. I can feel it.
sticker.
Let's drain this thing.
I
Holy
was
mackerel.
abducted by alligators.
He didn't have it in his mouth very hard.
Did
That
he
was
crack? Did he crack
crazy.
the bottom of it?
No, that was just a little piece of seaweed.
Oh, okay.
Can't
But
believe I got it back.
there was a ton of water. It doesn't really look like it in this video when I pour it out. It was like half full of water. It's a very small insides to that boat. There's not much
Man,
to
it is full of water, though.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Wow.
And to think you jumped in there.
Yo,
Well, hey guys, I gotta run. I gotta start shift
Okay,
change
Ron.
here. So
Okay,
Ron,
Ron.
you have a good one, brother.
you guys too have a good weekend, and I'll hopefully catch you next weekend.
Nice to see you. See you next time.
Okay, take care, guys.
teacher bee.
Wow.
And then there were 4.
Swimming with gators. Dan,
Guys-
I've got a whole new respect for you, brother.
Me too. Me too. He swam with prehistoric animals.
Living life on the edge back in the day, man.
Hey, I want to take some time. Addie Overbeek, good morning. Welcome to the chat. And let's see, there was someone else. Mike Kelly, Copper State aerial photography. He had to leave. So have a great day.
Dan, you might have swam with alligators, but Dennis has rode T-Rexes.
What?
What?
I must know about this.
He's been around for a long
Oh
time.
boy. Oh, yeah, dude. I was not expecting that. Okay.
Eddie Overbeek, you have 528 subscribers now.
Well, that's all right. I've been accused of being a seaman on the Ark.
That reminds me, who was it that told that joke? He was talking about this guy that was so proud of his looks. He was old, but he didn't look old. And he said his grandson came up to him and said, "Grandfather, were you on the Ark with Noah?" And he said, "No, of course I wasn't on the Ark with Noah." And the kid was perplexed. He said, "What?" Kid said, "Well, if you weren't on the Ark with Noah, how is it you didn't drown with all the other people who weren't on the Ark?"
That reminds me of a joke, man. These kids at school, and the teacher does a long day of teaching kids about little animals and big animals, and
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Little animals big animals make little animals. Big people make little people. It's just part of the natural part of life. Well, this kid's still confused, so he goes to his teacher and he goes, "I don't understand. If big people make little people and big animals make little animals, then why don't big trains have little trains?" And she goes, "I don't know. Go ask your dad." So he does. Goes home and he looks at his dad and he goes, "Dad, I'm perplexed here. If big animals make little animals, if big people make little people, why don't big trains make little trains?" And he goes, "I don't know. Go ask your mom." Same thing. Ask the mom. Big animals, little animals. She goes, "I really have no idea. You're probably gonna have to ask a conductor on this one." So the kid convinces his mom to take him down to the train station. Kid gets out, goes and finds one of the conductors, and he stares at the conductor. He says, "Look, man, nobody can answer this question except for you, apparently. And I want to know the answer." And he says, "Well, hit me, kid." And the kid goes, "All right. So big people have little people, right? And big animals have little animals. Why don't big trains have little trains?" The conductor stops and thinks about it for about a minute, and then he looks the kid right in the face and he goes, "Because we're Amtrak, man. We pull out on time."
I came in on the butt of that. What happened?
You missed a 10-minute joke.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, for the smallest little ending. Yeah.
I'll be right back, guys.
okay.
Oh man.
Noah was very nice, Allison.
That's clean enough, right? That's a YouTube worthy joke.
Noah's a good guy.
Rozzy, whenever you unpause your camera, it takes a minute to speed up. You look like you're moving in double time. You're like, and then it stops. Yeah. God, what a gnarly looking day out here. I thought it was going to be really nice weather. I shouldn't have charged batteries.
I guess I'll put this Mavic Air battery back on the charger and use it later too.
Allison, that was a really delayed response. Actually, no, it was probably the comments just being delayed on StreamYards. I realize that StreamYards and YouTube are totally latency central. I don't understand why it's so bad. I would think by now StreamYard, especially because Rodney pays for this, I would think that it would be faster. I don't understand why there's so much delayed latency lag between both what you see and what you hear and what's typed. Don't worry, I'll carry a conversation on myself.
What did you say? No.
What?
Huh?
Huh?
Oh, were you talking?
Who? Suppose I can show the new drone because we're not going to take it out today, and I know everybody.
Yeah.
Wait.
Is it the white one? I saw one you posted on Facebook.
Yeah. Well, so I wanted to get it because number one, TDR gave me a really good deal on it. It was one I wanted a while back. He sold it to me for $100, and it's only had like 4 flights. So I figured at a $100 price point, it's pretty hard to avoid that. So I went ahead and grabbed it off him. And then the more I looked at the internal workings of the controller, I realized it's very Hubson-ish. And that means very easy to modify.
Okay.
And so you figure even if you buy it for the $225 price point they have it for right now, brand new, if you just take 15 minutes and do an antenna modification to it, it goes from a beginner drone to a drone that's actually pretty good. And so what I'm going to do is antenna testing. I'm going to order a whole bunch of different antennas for this thing to show people what works best, because all you have to do is install SMA connectors. So RP, SMA, or SMA. Depends on whether you choose male or female. And all you're going to do is screw those in, and then you can choose any antenna you want to, kind of like FPV goggles. That's the whole idea of the setup here, is that you can choose what you want for antenna based on your needs. So everybody complains that it only gets 100 meters of range. They're not lying. I took it up to 400 feet. I got up there, and I did my little spin there for my teaser video, and it was like, disconnected, returning home. And I'm like, but you're only 400 feet. So the downfall of this drone seems to be the very limited range. I'm going to go ahead and write that off as dipole problems, because I know that it takes IPEX connectors. And if that's the case, then I can install huge antennas. I'm going to have some fun because I think this is a great opportunity to show people how Wi-Fi gun antennas work, FPV-LR antennas work, how omnidirectional, arrowway antennas. Like, there is so many different options available to people to modify range that I think this thing will stomp all over most of the Wi-Fi platforms out there, because it's 5G. It's essentially what's taking place here isn't that you're losing video feed. You're losing signal range. It's losing controller connection before it's losing video feed. And that seems... Which
usually it's the other way around.
Right. And that's why it seems weird to me that that's happening, because normally 2.4 can be cast way further than 5G. You know what I'm saying? Or 5.8. I'm sorry, not 5G, 5.8. So I'm going to go ahead and take that silly little 2 dBi antenna that's on there, install a IPEX SMA connector on there, and I'm going to go ahead and put a 16 dB antenna on there, and it's probably going to chew through a lot of power on the transmitter quickly, trying to cast that signal, obviously. But man, I think the range would then increase, probably
boost 10 times,
tenfold what it was putting out before. So if I need to install a bigger battery, I'll try to figure out if that's it. So this is a drone I specifically bought for fun and modifying.
Okay.
You know? So if anybody wants to take that fun ride with me, we can turn it into a professional platform by the end of this fun little trip for very cheap. You know.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Dan. Have you seen the videos for that new drone, the Shift Red? What do you think about that?
The Shift Red, I have not, but now I'm gonna Google search it real quick.
I would like to get one. It looks pretty interesting. The marketing on that was phenomenal. Like the video they did was just fantastic.
You
Now,
said Shift Red?
Shift Red, yeah.
How about the V-copter? I haven't looked into that one yet.
I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of the V-copter. I'll tell you why. What happens when one motor fails?
Yeah, I only know that it's a new technology, and I haven't even looked into it yet. But you were talking about this before. Now that I think about it,
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so what is it? Two props? Is that what it is? Or two?
Yeah. There's no fail-safe though. If you lose a motor, you lose a motor. Like some quadcopters can lose half a prop and still fly. You lose half a prop on a V-copter, it's coming home at a very high rate of speed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's just things that you can't recover from unless they are choosing to have a built-in parachute on it. I'm not interested. I like the 50-minute flight time, but man, it just seems like a dangerous
50
glide.
minutes, holy smokes.
You know,
that's almost an hour.
Yeah, but look, man, how many people actually like those claims that they make? How accurate are those claims? Because every single company, or even DJI does that. They always extend it by like 5 to 7 minutes longer than it really is. You know, like you gotta have no wind.
You can really get your drone to do the time that they say if you just literally keep it still in the air. Like, who's gonna do that?
No, that's not true, man. You actually expend more energy by hovering.
Really?
Whenever you choose a directional path, whenever your drone is moving in a directional path, it's actually relying less on sensors and everything else. It doesn't have to calculate as much data. It's actually easier to pull fresh air in than it is to push air down and have it recirculate back up on the props, right? So what's actually happening is you're creating a pillow of air that you're sitting on top of, but sometimes it recirculates. So to keep its position fixed, it's relying on tons of data, tons of relay information, and it's also fighting its own prop wash the entire time that you're hovering. This is why we talk about what vortex ring state is all the time. So VRS, you know what VRS is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the biggest way to drain your battery is hovering, and unfortunately, a lot of commercial pilots have to do that to take the footage that they need, so they actually expend the battery faster. If you actually just keep your drone moving constantly in any direction, you will spend less energy by doing that than you will just sitting there. So,
can I interrupt a minute?
Go ahead, man.
I kind of got behind on the Dennis, it's my show.
Oh, I forgot.
I want to. Oh, yeah, just kidding. Rosie, what drone was that we were talking about? Red something?
Yeah, I got it here. I can't share the link. Well, yeah, I can. You want me to share it?
Sure, if you.
I think here. Oh, why is it being stupid? Oh my gosh.
Mr. DroneBum is driving. You be careful, Mr. Bum.
Oh, DroneBum, hello.
This is a weird company. The is saying ing ding something. This is really weird, but I'll post it in the private chat so you can post the regular link.
Okay.
Paste. Enter. There you go. Where'd Roz go?
Oh,
I don't know.
You dirty rat. Come back to us.
So guess what happened, he said. Lost battery?
Okay, so. Oh, no. Are those brushed motors or coreless? Either way, that's silly. Why? No. Ugh. Roz, I'm going to disagree with you on this one, man. They put brushless or coreless motors on it, man. Instantly degrading its quality to me. Sad.
It looks cool.
It does look unique, but no. But no.
All right, I get another device here.
Oh, why? Yeah, those look like coreless motors. Powerful computer vision, advanced sensor technology have been implemented. So the problem is with these brushed and coreless motors, you only get like 2 hours of flight, and then they burn out.
You're talking about brushed motors, right?
Yeah,
Brushless is
brushed.
good. Brushed is bad.
Yeah, brushed motors. That's what I'm talking about. You only get like
I
maybe
misunderstood.
if you're lucky, you only get 2 hours out of them, and then they all have to be replaced. Like that's sad. I mean, heck, I got quads that have been flying since 2015 that don't even need bearings yet in the brushless motors, and they've had over 680 flights. I mean, I don't understand why these companies keep wanting to go coreless and brushed, man. They just don't last long at those high RPMs. It just chews them up real quick. Grrr. That's why we got away from micros and minis that had those stupid little brushed motors, man. Everybody got tired of that real quick. They had no power. They just didn't last long. You're constantly replacing motors. I'm so glad we went brushless on those little rigs.
Let's see here. Where is it?
Night Train says tiny hoop brushed motors are 4 hours runtime.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't ever get that. Yeah, I think it really depends on how you fly. If you fly real aggressive, you probably chew them up faster. If you fly, slower and less aggressive tendencies, you probably get more time out of them. It also probably depends on the make and quality.
Well, Roosevelt, if you can't get back on, you have a good weekend, brother.
Yeah, I hope your iPad's okay.
Yeah,
Oh, did he overheat it? That seems to be a big problem.
Yeah, he said it died as soon as you said less energy. My iPad died too.
Oh God.
Apple is very sensitive. That's true.
America.
Everybody talks about how iPads heat up and stuff. I haven't had any problems with mine.
It depends. Yeah, it depends on what you're doing, man. It also depends on the temperature of your area. Like, there's a lot involved with that. Android does the same thing. Like, if you're in 75-degree weather and you're trying to stream, it's actually using quite a bit of processing power. It'll start to get the phone really hot. I noticed the same thing with iPads down here. But I don't know. I think it really depends on how many apps you have open. A lot of people forget to close all the extra stuff that's running in the background. So now you've created all these extra processes for it to have to go through while you're trying to stream. Wow, it got really windy out here.
Okay, Dan, this is for you.
Okay.
Good morning, Jim Wallace.
Morning, Jim.
Dan knows a whole lot about drones and stuff. My brain hurts. Levi would love all the talk about drones. You got the brains for this, not me. Allison, I'm sorry. I'll try to not. Okay.
So she's not criticizing you. She's just
sorry.
But I think Levi is her brother.
Oh.
And he would definitely love to talk with you.
I do enjoy this. I don't know. I stay up all night and I study every aspect of everything. I try to learn as much as I can about everything. It's I don't sleep well at night, so when I can't sleep, I'm studying something I've always wanted to know about, and I try to take in. I think I'm a compendium of useless information is what's happened. I know there's no real world need for the information I have. It's just stuff I wanted to know personally, and I took it too far and went way too in depth in certain things.
That's how you learn, right?
This is true. Fill your brain with mush.
Morning, Jim Wallace. Welcome to the chat.
Well, thank you for saying that, Allison. That's very kind. I apologize if I've I forget that a lot of people don't know. I think this is to be said across this hobby. It's funny when you deal with this stuff every day and you talk about it constantly, you just kind of figure everybody knows what you're talking about. You forget not everyone is, studied this or knows about it. And I always end up getting carried away and I bring in the terminology and I do all this,
And that doesn't just apply to drones either. I have a bad time at work because I'm talking to people that are supposed to know the same stuff I know. And I just assume that they know it. And I'll be telling them something and they'll be looking at me like,
what?
Huh?
Yeah.
I'm like,
I know.
Yeah, that's never happened to me.
Right, Dennis. Can you prove
The
that?
guy going, huh?
Nitrate said full of
You can
useless.
do that?
Full of useless info.
I know, man. It doesn't help me in the real world whatsoever when it comes to like job skills. It's just things I wanted to know. Maybe that day when I have to cast a really long Wi-Fi signal out in the middle of nowhere because we're stranded, I can do that. Oh boy. GW Walking Encyclopedia. I don't know about that. I'm knowledgeable in certain things. I can say that I'm a mid-range hobbyist. I'm definitely not like Ali Shamow. That dude would smoke me in a knowledge contest. There's a bunch of people I think that are really have been doing this a very long time. I'm self-taught everything, so when I'm curious about something, I just do tons of research on it until I have the best possible, conclusion to what my questions were. Nobody else does that? You don't do that, Rodney?
Not always. If there's something I'm really interested in, I'll start doing research. But I tend to get headaches really easy when I'm doing that because looking at these screens sometimes hurts my eyes. And at work, I'm on a computer almost all day long anyway. So
yeah, I strain my Alexa. I give Alexa a workout when I have questions.
Yeah, I go on
thought about
research
asking Alexa.
binges from time to time.
Well, I think my computer also has Cortana, and Cortana is pretty simple to ask questions to too. Except Cortana is way better than Alexa. If you guys have Windows 10, Cortana is on point, man. She's a lot. She gets more involved than Alexa does. Alexa has very simple search functionality and features, whereas Cortana really goes in depth on things. That's not
Maybe
just a
we don't want to go
Wikipedia
there.
answer.
Oh, Allison.
Too much involvement, maybe.
If Alexa, is that an off-brand of Alexa? Alexa. I gotta get one of those, man. It's that Hong Kong knockoff there.
Don't ever mistype anything again, Night Train.
I'm just laughing at how bad it was. Like I can understand a letter maybe being wrong.
Well,
like
come on.
And
they're right next to each other.
Alexa. I love Mike, man. Mike is funny.
Oh.
So you did the same thing I did. I'm like, what? I don't even know if that's pronounceable legitimately. Yeah.
All right, Addy Overbeek, you have a good weekend, brother. Thanks for being in the chat. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a happy new year and have a great week.
And thanks for the sub. Thank you.
And thanks for the sub. Yes.
Yes, Addy. Have a good one, brother. Still trying to figure out how to calibrate my 3D heli. I don't get into helis. You're on your own, man. That's one thing I just never wanted to touch.
Is that a 3D printer?
No, he's talking about helicopters.
Helicopter that flies upside down.
Yeah, those things are. You got to be a heck of a pilot. Have you seen? I think we've talked about this. Have you seen some of the world's best like RC pilots, stunt copters?
I've seen people flying helicopters, RC helicopters,
and
some of those guys make those things do crazy stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Like some of the world's best RC pilots, those RC helicopter pilots, are insane to watch fly. I don't even understand how they keep orientation of what's happening. The thing's like spinning in all different directions.
Oh, I know.
Like,
it's nuts.
Carving across the grass upside down a half inch off the ground and then shoot straight up into the sky and do a barrel roll. I'm like, what? How's that even physically possible?
Dan.
Yes.
I asked you a question.
I don't get into biology. Yeah, I am. I don't think I've ever had any interest in biology at all. I don't know why. I guess it never intrigued me. I've always been about the physics and inertia and stuff like that. I like the more sciencey aspect of electronics and tech. I think that's
Yeah,
where
that's
my real.
that's
Yeah,
what I like was the electronics and stuff.
yeah.
I want
Go
to
down the rabbit hole.
say,
I also like the physics. I like the motion of physics, like understanding physics and how it works. Like we did a huge discussion about this one time, and it was interesting to see how many people thought it was going to do this versus this. And this is one that's a really good test. I'm going to ask you both this question. I want your honest answer, okay? Because I'm going to throw some variables in there that are going to be difficult to to figure out whether it's going to be inertia based or whether it's going to have anything to do with the air.
okay, before you do that,
Okay.
welcome to the chat down the rabbit hole.
All right. So here's the scenario. Okay. You have a quadcopter, let's just say. Okay. And the quadcopter has no GPS, none of the helpful sensors except for gyro. Okay. It's got gyro stabilization and that's it. Okay. And you get on a train. Okay. And the train is airtight sealed. Okay. So it's just a complete airtight compartment. Right. Now, what we're going to do is when the train starts to leave the station, we're going to take off with the drone with no stabilization, or I'm sorry, no sensors of any kind to help it keep its position fixed. Okay. My question to you is, when the train starts leaving the station, is the drone going to make its way to the back of the train, or is it going to move out with the train as it goes?
Well, like you said, that depends on air movement. If the air is moving along with the train, if it's not a vacuum, then I think that the copter will follow the train.
There's more at play here. Now let's say the train leaves the station quickly. It's an airtight compartment now. Let's say it pulls out and instantly starts 5-10 miles an hour out of the station. Is it still going to leave with the train, or is there going to be an issue where it's going to travel to the back? Oh, look, it just got very dark. Okay. We're in for a good storm here.
I would say that it'd still move out with the train.
It would fall back some because of the air movement is going to drift back a little bit
But if it's an airtight compartment, if it's an airtight compartment, will it move with the air flow?
But that's the question, though.
You should wear a hat.
The train is not a stationary object. The air inside might be stationary because it's tight, it's sealed. But I found that if you think about it in inertia's aspect, if a motorcycle going a certain speed happens to hit a brick wall and stop, what happens to the rider? Even though he's attached to the motorcycle that's going this speed, if the bike stops at 0, what happens to the rider? Does the rider stop at 0, or can the rider get flung over the object and continue moving forward?
Yeah, he's going to keep moving.
Right. So if you look at it from that aspect, the same thing has to apply inside the train too. See, these are things that I have to know. I get these things in my head, and I'm like, God, I need to know the answer to this. We have to do this test. So then I call my friends who can get on a train and just ask the conductor before everybody takes off to do a couple experiments, or just find a cart to yourself and just, I have to know, because I don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah, that Amtrak driver is going to pull off just before you ask.
Pull out just on time. That dude's pull-out game is strong, man. Strong. It's raining now. They were right. It's going to be a gross day.
Is it lightning and thunder?
Not yet, but I will show you what it looks like. You probably won't be able to see how this is, but I'll turn this off. There you go.
Yeah, it does look rainy.
I just embarrassed myself.
Yeah, it definitely looks windy too.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, it does. It does not look pretty.
So, yeah, there you go. Look at it whipping off the top of this dude's house over here.
Wow. Yeah. I recognize that rain. That's the same stuff we had yesterday.
Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it. There we go. Yeah, all of a sudden it just got dark. I'm like, wow. Who turned off the lights? Let's see here. Did I make all of you think? Okay,
You
Alice
did,
says
it hurt.
it vacuums to the back. It stays with the train. See, nobody knows who has a train and who can do this test. This is something I talked about this idea a while ago with a few people, and I'm not going to mention any names. Ken Heron tried my idea without asking and did a very poor job of doing
I
it,
saw that.
getting a U-Haul truck and putting a drone with tons of sensors in the back of it, and it just didn't. I don't
saw
think he
that.
understood the concept of what I was going for. I think it was a little over his head.
Well, I know Ken Heron did an experiment with a truck and a drone.
That's the one that
That's the one I'm talking about. The one where me and Ken stopped talking after that because Ken took my idea. And yep. So
I got you. Okay.
you can say all day he didn't. He knows exactly what he did, and that's why I don't give people my ideas anymore. That was it. That was the last time I've talked about my personal ideas with people. So he obviously didn't understand the concept of what I was going for because he did everything wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I didn't know that. Wow.
There's a lot people don't know, man. I don't divulge everything, but I've been here a long time. I've been doing this for 5 years now. So I've somebody asked me the other day, they said to me, you've changed a lot. And I said, I think a lot has changed me. I think that's the reality behind it. I don't think I've changed. I think both answers are accurate in a sense. So you never really know what somebody goes through in this world, man. Try to be as polite as you can to people and just go with it, you know.
I'm typing a message to my granddaughter. She's leaving.
Yeah, the real question behind your question, Dan, is when the train moves, is the air going to sit still or is the air going to move? Because whatever the air does, that's what the drone is going to do.
And I would agree with that. However, I think momentum has a lot to do with what it's going to do. Because if you instantly went from 0 to 100 with a train leaving the station, I don't think that.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. But that's,
I think it depends on speeds.
Yeah.
That's where the inertia part comes into it. The physics of it all is like kind of mind warping. If you pull out really slowly, I think it will leave with the train. If you start picking up the speed each time, then I think you'll start noticing a difference. At some point, it's going to actually leave the, the copter behind. I don't think it'll pull out, So I don't know. There's a lot involved here, man. I would love to see the test done properly. I don't have a train around me to do it. Otherwise, I would have done this a long time ago. But most of those high-speed trains are airtight compartments, and that's the only real way to do it is to buy a cheap toy quadcopter that's relatively stable and bring it with you and find your own place in the compartment and ask everybody to move. I just have to know. Put a GoPro on your head and take off, and when the train starts to leave, see what happens.
It has to be airtight, though. It
has to be airtight. That's the only. Yeah. That's what throws the loop in the system here.
Exactly.
You gotta have that understanding of what happens with air.
So DroneBum, I guess, tried it with a Tello.
I think he did that publicly. I think I remember that.
That has optical flow on it, though. It's got the optical flow sensors on the bottom, so that wouldn't work, man. That would throw off because it's trying to read the ground and keep up with what's happening on the ground. You got to eliminate all sensors except for the gyro. It just has to stay there and just, tap it and keep in the line for a second. And when the train stops moving, just take your hands off the controller and see what happens. Train starts to leave the station at 3, 4, 5 miles an hour. What's going to happen?
Yeah. It'd been an interesting experiment for sure.
I think you'd have to do like best out of 5 tries. I think you're going to end up with a little bit of varied results because it's not holding its position, so it's got room to drift. So you want to make sure that each time generally it's moving towards the back or it's staying where it's at. If it's drifting right or left, you can pretty much assume that it doesn't matter about airflow. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if it's going forward or backwards, then obviously there's a train going away shouldn't make a copter go forward, so that's probably a trim issue. If it's going side to side, I don't think it'll really make a big difference either. But we just need to know if it's going to stay there, general area, or if it's going to move to the back.
Move with the train, yeah. So I want to say hello to RC Funds Diversion. Good morning, John. Welcome to the chat.
John was in Jim's stream last night too. John was saying something about shots across the bow.
He's the sailor.
John's funny. He sounds like Ray Romano. And most of you have probably never heard John's voice, but I have. He rarely ever pops up in anyone's stream. He used to come in Discord way back in the day.
Well, I'd love to have him on the stream.
Well,
maybe John next Saturday. If you're up, I'll send you a link.
it might be deeper than that. I can't really go into why if he's still doing what I think he's doing, and he would have to confirm that with a yes or a no. If he is, then he's probably going to say no. If he's not, then I don't think it matters, John. You should get your butt up on this panel right now.
I'm getting ready to close down though, Dan.
He said, "Hey, don't blow my cover, Dan." I'm not going into detail, man. You're good.
So anyway, well, all good things come to an end.
No, yeah, but not this.
Not this. No. There'll be next time.
So there you go. Job related. He's still doing what I think he's doing.
Okay.
The answer is no. He will not be joining anyone's live streams.
Okay.
I was hoping to hear some later on.
So whenever he talks, just put the Ray in there, the voice, and you'll understand John. He said there's 11 people in here.
Yeah, there's 11 watching now, yeah.
Secret Agent Dan. Secret Agent Dan. I like that. Sounds good.
Did you ever see that? Did you ever watch that show?
What's that? Secret Agent Man?
Secret Agent?
No. I remember the tune, though. It was very catchy.
Yeah.
Johnny Rivers.
I think there's a show that's called Secret Agent Man.
I watched Dick Tracy. That was my thing. The Adventures of Dick Tracy. Remember Dick Tracy? Nobody?
I remember that back in the days of Flash Gordon. And
I sold that stupid little Dick Tracy watch.
oh, yeah.
It didn't even tell the
now
time.
You can get a Dick Tracy watch for what is it, about $500 now for a Dick Tracy watch?
Yeah, I actually have the Dick Tracy watch. It was the little game that had the little, like, he only had 3 motion characters on there where he would pop up behind a barrel and shoot and back behind the barrel.
Cute.
But yeah, that watch is really expensive now.
I'm going to mute my mic for.
Danny Boy is a youngin', huh? I don't know about that, man. I'm a youngin' with a lot of problems. But I have news on that too, so that's a good thing. We'll talk about that at some point. I'm a little more optimistic about my future now, anyway.
Great. That's good news.
That is good news.
No guarantees, but
Whoa! Not so optimistic about Rodney's.
God. Wow.
Well, good morning.
So was there an earthquake in Virginia or what?
No, I have a funny feeling it was my cat. Shame on you.
Same thing. Earthquake, cat, you know.
Hello, Kitty.
I think she's trying to kill me.
Well, guys, I think on that note, I'm calling it.
Yeah, I got my own honey-do list to do, and it's pretty near lunchtime for me anyway. So, Yeah. Meanwhile, Rodney is being attacked by his background. So true. That was, oh, I'll shoot that cat. I didn't say that.
Most interesting.
Did you say you're gonna shoot that cat?
Yeah.
Did you ever see the movie Boondock Saints,
Yeah.
where the cat's on the table and they're looking at it? They're like, "Do you think it's dead?" That is the most ridiculous part of that movie, man. Oh, it's such a great movie. If you guys have not seen the Boondock Saints, the original, 1999.
Yeah.
Boondock what?
Fantastic.
John and Ray Romano, both Long Islanders.
Aha. Something in the water.
Alrighty, guys, I'm gone, man.
All
Good
right,
morning.
Dan.
Have
a
fun,
good one, brother.
everybody.
you,
In
Dan.
chat,
Happy
Dennis.
New Year.
love those ladies for me, sir.
Yeah, right. And now it's down to 2.
Huh?
And now it's down to 2.
Down to 2. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it, Dennis.
All right, sir. Well, it's been fun. Thanks so much for letting me in.
Well, I appreciate you being here. I
Always
really
fun.
do. In fact, I appreciate everybody that either comes into the panel or in the chats.
Yeah. So thanks everybody in the chats. Lots of people. Lots of people. It says there are 13 in now. There were 11 before, so.
Oh, okay. Well,
But I don't see
I'm
who's
showing
behind
14
you.
actually. Now. So, but I see
So
13.
what's up with that? The population went up when Dan left.
Wow.
Sorry, Dan. Just
Looks like
joking.
it's bouncing in around.
You're probably one of the most interesting people to talk to that I know.
Who's that, Dan?
Dan.
Yeah. He has some wild concepts. Anyway, Dennis,
Okay.
you have a good day. I'll get
And
back
you also.
at you what you asked me about this morning on the chat.
All right,
I'll
sir.
get back with you on that. And good morning.
That'd be cool if we could pull it off. Otherwise, maybe different arrangements could be made at the tail end of that. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I shouldn't have any problem. And driving 4 hours isn't a big deal for me.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
All right.
All right, Dennis,
Thanks
you have a good
again.
one, brother.
And you also.
All
Bye-bye
right.
now.
See you tomorrow morning in the sunrise videos. Ed, good morning. And you came in late. I'm getting ready to end the stream. Everybody in the chat, I do appreciate you being in the chats. Hope we don't bore you too much. Everybody that was on the panel, welcome. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate it. And anyway, you all have a great weekend. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, DroneBum is going to be going up. Paul, if you want to put in about what time you're going, if you can, then go ahead and post it real quick. And be sure to tune in. It'll be DroneBum, Philly. It all depends on weather, of course. Then Dennis Lovelady, then Fly Natural, or Exploration Obsession. And then possibly Chris Hope if he's not out hunting. So anyway, again, thank you for being in the chat. I do appreciate it. You all have a good day. Good morning, Mela. Welcome. Oh, Jim Hightower is going to be flying for Dennis or Chris. Is that right, Dennis? So I imagine Paul will probably start. I'm going to take a guess that Paul's going to start around 6:15. That's pretty much normally when he actually starts. So, but anyway, don't take that verbatim. It's just a guess. All right, folks. You all have a good weekend. We'll see you tomorrow on the sunrise streams, and have a great week. Bye now.